Well. So, final whistle. Wrexham 2, Cambridge 2. Poor. I think all in all, I felt like they very much played this as a free hit. So yes, you will see us in Bristol. Sorry, we're just saying go back. Yeah, see you in Bristol.
See you later.
Yeah, look, I felt like Cambridge very much played that as a free hit. Long periods of that game, they had 3 people up front. Even when they were defending, they still had 3 people at the pitch. That's really hard to attack a team that just commit 3 men forward constantly, which I think that's why we struggled a little bit. I don't think any team that's come here this year has done that. It's brave, but perhaps they did see it as a little bit of a free hit. They're down the bottom of the table. They weren't expected to get anything from this game, so why not go all out attack, leave 3 men up the pitch. They did it, and we struggled with it, to be honest. I think maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, I think they are they're only the second team to have scored 2 goals at the racecourse this season. I think the last team to score 2 here were Wickham on the opening day. I might be wrong. I'm struggling to remember anybody else who did that. But yeah, it was poor. I thought the ref was really poor. It's quite hard to say whether what I'm saying is right or wrong. I don't know, but it felt like we should have had a penalty in the first half. Their penalty looked a little bit soft, but again, it's quite hard to sort of judge whether I'm right or wrong in saying that without the benefit of replays. I really don't know. But if I'm completely honest, I think we probably got what we deserved from the game. They were really direct. They were really positive. We seemed to lack ideas. Palmer got completely isolated up top on his own for the first 65 minutes of the game. Lack of any sort of real I don't know, there was no sort of desire to change anything, and the amount of times that Palmer was trying to win a ball up there completely on his own, and when he did manage to win it, there was no one there running off him. I don't know. I just felt it needed to recognise strikers up front, and we didn't have it. Obviously Mullin and Fletcher came on. She is here.
I am here.
Mullin and Fletcher came on. Felt like it made a little bit of a difference. But
I thought Elliot Lee was good today.
Elliot Lee?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
was my man of the
decent.
match. Who won the man of the match?
I don't know,
Didn't even
actually.
know.
I sort of missed
Who
it.
was it?
But yeah,
Oh, thanks for that.
it was. Like I say, I felt like we got what we deserved. Sian's going to read out some of the comments in a minute. We'll start going through them. But yeah, it was. I don't know. I'm sort of 50-50 with it. Yeah, I felt it was a poor performance. I don't think we showed enough going forward. I think we're done with the whole Ollie Palmer up on his own with Elliot Lee floating in behind and up with him. I think we're done with that now, because it's worked once against Exeter. Lincoln didn't work. Barnsley didn't work. Burton didn't work. Today didn't work. So I think we're done with that. I think we need to move on. I was really surprised, like I said, with the pre-game that Mullin didn't start. But yeah, I just think we're missing that striker that's running off. If that's how we're going to play and we're going to keep lobbing balls up, then we are 100% missing somebody like Mullin. You know, Elliot Lee isn't used to playing in that position. He's not used to running off a big tall striker, flicking the ball on. So we're literally stuck with him flicking it on to nobody. That's why, you know, Mullin and Palmer work so well, because Mullin will literally run his socks off for a full 90 minutes. But yeah, there we go.
Tardan said garbage ref. Totally agree.
Yeah, it was, but I think sometimes, you know, look, today is a day where I will completely agree that the referee was poor. I thought he made some poor decisions, but at the end of the day, I think it's a very easy way to justify you not performing very well, going, but we didn't get the decisions. No, look, the ref was poor. I felt the ref was poor. I felt the
way that Ryan was acting, the linesman was much worse.
Linesman was awful. Look, very weak. You know, didn't want to make decisions. Yeah, I agree with all of that, but it's not the ref and the linesman who's you know, dropped us points today. It's our performance that's done that. You know, you don't get a decision, then you brush it off and you move on. We should still have enough to be beating this team. You know, my opinion, but there we go.
Karen said, Cambridge deserved it today, but that's all she said. Robert Galvin, robbery. Peter, I feel for Paul Barnett. Barnett tripped over his feet first half, no penalty. Yeah, I know. That was frustrating. Tardan, Rathbone was all over the ball in almost every play. Sarah, that was disappointing. That's all we've got today.
It is disappointing, and I think you have to look at yourself. It's all, like I said, it's all well and good going, we should have had this decision, we should have had that decision, and that is frustrating. But at the end of the day, we should have enough. If we don't get a penalty that we think we should have got, or we don't get one or two free kicks in the middle of the park, or, you know, a decision goes their way and it doesn't go our way. Yeah, look, that's frustrating. But we should have so much more than Cambridge brought today, you know, to see this game out, barring a few dodgy decisions here and there. You know, and you can't blame it all on a couple of poor decisions, unfortunately. It's very easy to do that, but you can't. And we just, I think you've got to give some credit to Cambridge. The way they came and the way they played today was, like I said, it was extremely brave. You know, that to just go, right, we're going to go all out. You know, we're going to cause you problems, and they did. They caused us problems all game. And, you know, in fairness to them, I think every time they went forward, they looked dangerous. And you know, it was one of them games where it felt like, you know, they were going to produce something every time they went forward. Is there anything else there?
Yes, there is. Chaz has put oof. Don't know why. Sarah's put so happy to have lives back. Johnny Boy said glad to see you both back at the matches. The match is over. It's time to start preparing for next. With the injuries we've been dealing with it was a matter of time before we had a draw. Yeah. Sarah said missed you guys. Johnny Boy said they are still well ahead of my expectations for the season at this point. Karen said Ryan Reynolds syndrome changes all the players' behaviour on both teams. Wondering, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
There was quite a few famous people there. Channing Tatum was there as well. Don't know what the big deal about him is, to be fair, but anyway. Chaz said we did seem sloppy throughout.
Yeah, we did, and I think this is another game now where the decision has been to take Dobson off. because I'm not sure he's, how should we say, firing on all cylinders, maybe. You know, he's been, I wouldn't say he's been poor. You know, he's okay today, but when you're looking at that midfield and how sort of good Dobson's been in that midfield, you would assume it would be someone like Matty James that would come off, and you know, Dobson would stay there as that anchor in the middle. But maybe his performances haven't quite been there over the last couple of weeks, and hence he's the one that's sort of giving way. You know, when you bring someone like Mullin on, it does confuse me. You know, in previous weeks where we've been bringing Lee off to bring Mullin on, because you know, Lee obviously slots quite nicely back into midfield and as an attacking option. So yeah, it's it does surprise me when that happens. Look, we just didn't have enough today, and at no point during that game did I feel like we were going to win that. Even with 10 minutes to go, 2-1 up, I just didn't feel like it was our game today, and I always felt like they were going to come back into it. But you know, you're going to get games like this. I think I'm more, if this would have happened away from home, less bothered, I think I'd say. But for it to happen at home, it sort of hurts a little bit more. These are the games we should be winning, and you don't want to get to the end of the season and go, we're 2 points short of automatic promotion or the playoffs or whatever it might be, and going, where's 2 points? Where could we make them 2 points back up? And you look back at games like this and you go, well, this is 2 points dropped, and you know, this is potentially, you know, where there's something that could hurt us a little bit later in the season.
Tardan, their best showed up versus our mostly mediocre. Adjustments need to be made on the fly. Love Fletcher in at 60 minutes. Jay, Mullen awful, giving no possession, and Pratt, falling, trying to get a call instead of winning the ball, led to a brilliant through ball and a penalty, cost the team 2 points. Sarah's put agreed, Jay. So
yeah,
a lot of upset Wrexham fans, I think.
Yeah, I think, you know,
So
as well as Cambridge played, and as average, would you say, that as we played, I still think there was 3 points there, you know, and it would have opened up a whole other set of questions as to, you know, oh, we're not playing very well again, and we're just scraping through, and it's ugly, and we're gritty, and you know, all them horrible words that we seem to like to use at the moment. And we would have been still having that conversation if we'd have won that game today, but you know, we haven't, and you know, it's. I think this is. I got a little bit of not abuse, but people saying, "Look, stop moaning when we're winning." And
whinging is the word we got told.
Whinging, yeah, stop whinging. You know, we're winning, so just get on with it. But the reason I was whinging, and I have been whinging about us not performing and not playing very well, even though we're winning, is because,
we should
as I stated last week, things like today will happen. When we're not playing well, anyone in this league has the ability to turn us over. And I think today pretty much just backs up what I've been saying for the last few weeks. Today did nothing to change my opinion about what I've been saying for the last few weeks, that, you know, we're not putting in the performances that are shaking this league to its core. You know, we are literally scraping through games here and there, and it's great to win. It is, and I enjoy watching them win. But at some point, we need to improve, and because today will happen again and again unless we start improving on our performances. Unfortunately, just the way it is.
Karen's put unfortunately true, Jay and Sarah, and then she put we love Paul Mullen still. And Lee Painter said wishing the ref a safe drive back to Cambridgeshire. Not sure where he's from, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure he's not from Cambridgeshire, but
well, maybe he is, and that's why
I get the point. Yeah. Look, guys, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to be back doing lives again. Really have enjoyed it. Wish it was in better circumstances, but there we go. It nearly was, but it wasn't. So look, we are off to Bristol next week.
Yay!
So we will be doing a pre-game and post-game live. You can join us for that, and obviously join us on Monday for the podcast, where I go into a lot more detail about how disappointed I am.
This weekend's podcast a mess, if I'm going to be honest. Let Ryan, because I won't get a word in edgeways, to be fair.
Yeah. No, look, join us Monday, 6 p.m. for the podcast. Thanks very much for joining us today. And,
See you soon.
See you soon.